Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the Fumble Live. I know we started a little late. It's my fault. I was trying some new stuff. Not the plan, but we are here anyway. Thanks for sticking around. We got a lot to talk about. Dame is still out here talking. I feel some type of way about that. We also have to talk about somebody once again telling LeBron James to shut up and dribble, and Giannis is dropping Easter eggs as well. But before we get into all that, make sure you hit that subscribe button, that notification bell, give this video a thumbs up, share it with your friends. And now here's the Fumble Squad. I'm Jackie Ray. You can follow me on all things social media at Jackie Ray TV.
It's your boy Chris. You can find me everywhere at CK2K. And you said a lot of things that we had to talk about, but one thing I didn't hear you talk about was my man Lonzo Ball.
Shut up!
I didn't hear you say nothing about my man Lonzo Ball.
Let me tell you something. I watched that game. First of all, the Lakers look a hot ghetto mess. I don't know what's going on with the Lakers. Nothing. A ghetto mess. You can look hot mess. You can look a mess. It's a hot ghetto mess over here in LA. But but Lonzo, I said that before. I'm enjoying seeing his rise. I know you've been on that train this entire time. I'm just now getting on it. It was cool to see him do his thing. DeMar DeRozan was out here doing his thing. They looked good. We made them look better. I did also, I don't know if you saw Alex Caruso's tribute. That one kind of hurt my feelings a little bit to watch him watch that tribute, because you could tell there was a bit of like, I shouldn't even be watching the tribute right now. I should still be rolling with, but he didn't score no points though. But that's okay. He still did his thing, got 2 steals. I'm with that. But yes, you're right. Lonzo.
I blame the tribute. I blame the tribute for Lonzo going off, because they just acting like, yeah, man, they just acting like Lonzo didn't exist.
Never did a
LeBron went up there, dapped up Caruso, saying my dog, this, that, and Lonzo's like, oh yeah, so we just gonna forget. Cool. And he went off. 27, 7, 8, and 2 steals. That boy was playing.
2 steals, yeah. Man. But did he do for us what Alex Caruso did for us? Alex Caruso was the man for us.
Alex Caruso was a man on the team. Lonzo, did he get the chance? You guys traded him away so you guys get Anthony Davis. I'm not saying he deserved a tribute. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that it was, all the attention was Caruso, this, Caruso, that. And then, Lonzo, I think he's only played 1 game in LA since he was traded, and this is one of his first games. They didn't really say much. And LeBron didn't even dap up his boy. That's his guy. I know probably after the fact they hung out. So, I mean, Lonzo was like, oh, so we going to forget. That's cool. That's cool. But I just wanted to say, I just had to give some love to my guy. I love seeing that, man.
Yeah, that was. I ain't got nothing else to say. We're going to go into getting this first need to know news, because that, y'all, I'm trying not to cuss as much. I'm never going to be one of those people that cuss completely out, but I'm trying not to cuss as much. I got to stop watching sports if that's the case, because that was a lot. Anyway, let's get into this next one, because we've talked about this a lot. We've talked about Damian Lillard, and I think you and I are both in agreement that at this point, you either kind of deal with the situation because you had an opportunity to get out. You had an opportunity to change things, and you decided you wanted to go down with the ship. So to me, and I hate to say this because I love Dame and I understand what it feels like to be in a situation that you're frustrated in, but you chose to be into this situation, so it's a little different. But we do know that he doesn't like to be on super teams. So I do, as much as I'm just ready for him to just suck it up and deal with whatever, I do co-sign on this thought process. So he basically says that he doesn't need them to go out and try to find the next disgruntled superstar to bring him over there. He just needs role players. So I'm going to read you his quote exactly, and I think, Leo, if you want to throw it up. He says, I don't see us just, landing star players. Damian Lillard and CJ, we have core pieces. Oops, that's the wrong one. My bad. I'm going to back up. So the first part was like, if you look at Phoenix, they don't have a bunch of stars. They got people who are really good at what they do and understand their roles. Chris Paul, Devin Booker, all-stars, but DeAndre Ayton is a quality player. Jay Crowder is an experienced quality stretch format. That's tough. Cam Johnson is nice, and Mikal Bridges is my favorite small forward in the league. You just look at how that team is put together, and they're in the finals coming out of the West. That's my vision. So I think, Chris, you say stuff like that all the time, whereas that is a team that is put together well, right? But Dame is on a team that is not y'all just out here waiting for people, and you don't think things through. So he also said he doesn't see them landing star players. So that's the one that I started reading. So it says, I don't see us landing star players. I'm Dame Lillard and CJ. We have the core pieces to do the same thing that Phoenix did It's just how you fill that in. We just got on the same page, me, Chauncey, and Neil. We all spoke, and we got the same page as far as my thoughts were and how we like to win. That was good enough for me, and I had trust in that. But we'll see. They can't guarantee me anything, and I can't guarantee that. Here we are again. I can't guarantee anything to them, but we got on the same page. To me, when you say I can't guarantee anything to them, they can't guarantee anything to me, that still tells me that your mind is circulating on possibly leaving, which I'm not mad at you for that. I'm just tired of hearing about it. I know it sounds bad. I'm tired of hearing about it. I mean, this is something that we could have worked through before. So when you hear him say this, like, hey, we should go out and get a bunch of role players. How do you feel about him saying that?
I've been saying this. The thing is, this team, they don't know which direction to go when they try to build. And the direction that they never choose is the direction of helping Damian Lillard. And I've been saying this, like, everyone uses the argument because I say, well, they haven't been giving Damian Lillard help. And the argument is like, well, they've been strapped for cash. Okay, I'm not saying for them to go out there and get him another superstar. I'm saying at least get him the right guys to surround him, like what they did with Carmelo Anthony, like what they did when they got Robert Covington at that time. Now Melo's gone. Now a lot of the defense that they had is gone, and now they think Robert Covington is going to be the number one defender on the team. And look, Robert Covington is a good defender, but that's just not his role. So yes, I love that he brought up the Suns example, because the Suns, I mean, they did have cash, but they didn't have all that kind of cash and that kind of want for anybody to be there, so they did what they could do. They got the right guy in Chris Paul, and then they went from there and did everything else through the draft and signing smaller players. That's all the Blazers have to do. You got two key players in Damian Lillard and CJ McCollum. All you basically have to do is go get the right guys that will fit next to their playing styles, not just anybody that wants to put on a Blazers jersey, and that's their problem. So yeah, I agree with Dame in that part, but then I also agree with you. I'm tired of hearing about it. You made your bed, bro. You made your bed. Now you're going to lay in it for at least this season. I don't know what else to tell you. You can't complain about it. Now go out there and do whatever you can with the team that's there. Again, I'm going to say it every time we bring up this man. I said it from the jump. I'll say it now, and I'll say it every time we bring it up. That team is built weird. I'm going to say it all the time. And it was, yes, right. So I'm not going to sit here and feel sorry for you. The only person I feel sorry for is Chauncey Billups, because I don't like this being the beginning of his coaching career. But yeah, I mean, he's not saying anything wrong, but we don't want to hear it no more. You made your choice. So here we are.
Right.
Enjoy your weird team.
Weird. So, okay, so the trade deadline is February 10th. He mentioned Deandre Ayton. We know Deandre Ayton feels some type of way about the situation he's in. Is he somebody we could possibly see them make a trade for? And if so, what does that trade look like? Who do you think they throw into that trade?
Oh, you're talking about for the Blazers to get DeAndre Ayton? Oh, my gosh. Well, TJ going to have to be gone.
He's disgruntled.
No, I agree. No, I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm talking about on the Blazers side. Like, what the hell? The Blazers got to go get DeAndre Ayton. No, you're right. I get what you're saying. I just don't know if that's the landing spot. That's a great question, because the Blazers don't have anything to give up outside of a Dame or a CJ. And the only way I can see them bringing in DeAndre Ayton is if they get rid of CJ. But if you want DeAndre Ayton to work for that team, you got to have CJ with them. So I don't know. I mean, maybe you can try and make something work with Nurkic, unfortunately, but maybe you can do Nurkic in some pieces and maybe a pick or something like that. You can make it work. But unfortunately, because that team was a NBA Finals team, his stats look the way they do, the production is the way it is, and his agency is who they are. The asking price is going to be a lot. So maybe if they can get something to work for Nurkic, maybe they can figure it out. But I feel like it's going to have CJ McCollum, and that'll defeat the whole purpose.
Right. So we still have, as far as in the world of limbo, we still have Ben Simmons. Which maybe that could work. And we still have, and I know we've said it time and time again that it's highly unlikely that Kyrie ends up leaving Brooklyn. But at some point, something's going to have to give. And if they haven't resolved this whole him playing thing by February, I think that conversation increases a little bit more. So either one of them, how you feel about either one of them?
I don't really have much. I mean, I don't know. What do you think about it, though?
Ben Simmons, to me, will level up wherever he goes, in my opinion, because he's just got this attitude problem now. And so once he gets into a situation where he feels like he can go in with a clean slate, I think he individually is going to level up exponentially, especially like you said, when he's in a situation where he can just be himself and he doesn't have to worry about, being this amazing shooting point guard. Then now he's in a different situation. But I just don't know how he would work. Because like you said, I think at that point you got to send CJ, and I just don't know, as much as I do agree with you that team is built weird, and maybe it's just because I'm stuck on them together, but Dame and CJ to me work. People say all the time that it's time to break them up, but I just don't know what, because we've seen them do that when one is having a bad game, the other one will lift them up. Now the problem is they never have a good game at the same time, but maybe that's something we can work out. So I don't know. Kyrie to me would be great because I think Kyrie is just amazing. I think he levels
in Portland?
Up not only.
Or you're talking about for situations for Ben Simmons?
Situations for Ben Simmons, yeah.
Oh, okay. So either or. Got you.
Yeah, but I wouldn't necessarily mind Ben Simmons with Dame, but it's like you said. Then now you got to send CJ away, and I just don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, that would be great. I just don't know. They're giving up a lot if they were to try to make that work. They got to give up the entire farm,
the whole team
to keep Dame.
The whole team.
And we also dealing with Daryl Morey, and he's very selfish. So I don't know if that would even work. You're gonna have to include Damian Lillard. But if they could do it, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about Dame and Ben Simmons though. I don't know. I said my initial statement.
Yeah. Yeah. So you're Daryl Morey, the trade deadline's coming, and then we'll move on. What trade will you make? If you could make one trade, what trade would you make to actually help Dame?
I'm Daryl Morey? I don't want to help Dame. I don't care about Dame.
You're Daryl Morey.
The Sixers are my problem. I'm trying to get whatever the hell I can get. I want Dame.
Sorry, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, you're saying if I'm the Blazers.
Yeah.
Oh, I was about to say, because Daryl Morey, he's GM of the others.
Yeah. My bad.
I see what you're saying. No, I get you. No, I would. Yeah, I do. I love that you brought up DeAndre Ayton because I think that there's something that I would call. I would at least call if it means that Nurkic has to go. I would make that gamble. I would shift up Nurkic and a few other because nobody on my team that's not named CJ McCollum and Damian Lillard are quote unquote safe, except for if it's the right asking price. Then CJ McCollum, I might let him go as well. But, there's nobody I'm in love with on this team. Even the younger guys. I know Anthony Simons is great, and he's probably going to be a fun piece wherever he goes. Yeah, but at the same time, I got to do what I got to do. And if I can get that third person that can set them over, and Nurkic is – I see the chat talking about him, and Nurkic is great. But DeAndre Ayton does what Nurkic does, but to a level up, and he's less injury-prone than what Nurkic has been in his last few years. So that's what I'm looking at. But, yeah, you got to make some kind of move that can – mesh with the two if you're not ready to break the two up. Because I agree that the two of them work, but the only reason why I'm always talking about them having to split them up is because they have nothing else to move to improve the team. They put that themselves in that kind of hole. So, I like the DeAndre Ayton look. I also like a Marvin Bagley look, which might be a little bit cheaper, but I think he would be a nice little piece to help out with them. We forget that he's a talented dude. He just had a rough situation with Sacramento. But yeah, if that's not the case, then I'm making small little moves to bring in nice other little veterans and role players and stuff that can come in and fix, like a Terrence Ross or little moves like that.
Oh, okay. I can't believe I'm having a brain fart on the Trailblazers, their GM. I can't even remember his name right now, but that's buffoonery. What's his name? I
can't either because I seriously go to the owner. No, I'm with you. I don't remember the GM's name. I can't even remember the owner's name, but it's not the GM. But yeah, I'm with you. It's okay. No, right. Not a memorable name.
All right. Like that, It'll come to me. It probably won't. I have to Google it, but we'll go and do the post. I forgot. Happy Taco Tuesday, y'all.
Oh, but it's been a weird day.
Weird morning.
You gotta forgive Jackie. She's still recovering from that loss from last night. It's not her fault. It's not my fault. It's Lonzo Ball's fault. And DeMar DeRozan, Michael Jordan II. Anyway, it's time to post up with your boy Chris on this fine Taco Tuesday. If any of those Ball brothers give me a reason to talk about them, I'm gonna be LeVar Ball level obnoxious. I have to do it. It's in my contract. But we gonna start off. We have a fun one here on the post up. My last one is going to be particularly for you, Jackie. So stay tuned for that one. I cannot wait to hear what you have to say because I have some questions. But the first one you ain't gonna like too much, and we have to talk about a part of the Los Angeles Lakers and Chicago Bulls game, but not what you would think. Now, I'm not talking about DeMar. I'm not talking about Lonzo. I'm not even talking about Alex Caruso. We're talking about something that pissed me off, even though I was enjoying the Lonzo Ball show. I hated this. This just adds to the sensitivity of these referees. I just had to deal with the whole Knicks game where I had to deal with sensitive refs, and I came over to watch this, and this was one of the most sensitive things I've ever seen. I don't care what Anthony Davis said, and it didn't even look like he said anything aggressive that got him kicked out. Now, we know he already had a previous technical foul, which that one made sense, but arguably. But that one made a little bit more sense than this one. Anthony Davis lost his shoe. He got upset because the play kept going before he could even tie his shoe. And then the referee decided to do this. Check out the video.
For Toronto. Lob under to AD. AD falls down. Turnover. So he lost his footing as he came down to earth. And
here's the problem, right?
Through a shoe in the process.
That's what he did. He lost his shoe.
And normally they wait, especially after a dead call.
They don't strap on.
And referee just inbounded the ball. So I get that. I get the frustration. Right. But what the hell did Anthony Davis, what could he have said that got like... And he's not even listening to him. I don't even know who this referee is. Normally, I'm pretty good with these referees and faces. I might not know all the names, but you remember referees. This one, I don't know who this dude is. So I don't know. I only caught the second half, admittedly, because I was doing post game. So I don't know what happened in the first half. If he has some beef with Anthony Davis, I don't know how you have beef with Anthony Davis. So that's another conversation within itself. But yeah, that was a sensitive call. That we've been talking about officiating. We talked about with the NFL. And now we're definitely talking about the NBA because there's been a lot of craziness going on this year. But that is a sensitive call. I've never seen someone get kicked out for tying their shoe. The worst call than that was when Tim Duncan got a technical foul on the bench because he was laughing at a bad call that happened on the floor. Outside of that, this one is right next to that. And as far as weird, like it just makes absolutely no sense. But you're a Laker fan. You saw it. Maybe there's some context that I'm missing, but just tuning into the game, seeing that being one of the first things I saw in the third quarter, I was confused as hell because he didn't even look his direction. Normally, when it's a dead ball, we see him all the time. Let the player have a chance to at least put the shoe on their foot. It is a very common thing. It's not a rule, but it's like an unwritten rule where it happens all the time. And what could Anthony Davis have said? I was reading his lips and it didn't look like he said anything crazy, but I don't know. What's your take on what happened there?
That whole play was weird because when his shoe pops off, you hear the commentators like, ha ha, Anthony Davis lost his shoe. He's got to get his shoe. And then when he goes to get his shoe and he goes to put the shoe on and he goes to tie it, the ref literally takes a beat and is looking at him like, yo, man, get your shoe on. And then he inbounds the ball. And I was like, wait, what just happened? So AD, to me, it looked like he was like, yo, what the hell are you doing, man? You know, I still got to put my shoe on. But that's not that bad. I've never seen this in my life. I've seen a lot of shoes fall off. But I have never seen... because you put a player in a situation because he's going to want to run down there and help his team. And then if his shoe's not tied properly, like you said, it's an unwritten rule because it's common sense. But this to me, but let me tell you something. I went to this reminds me of the ejection that Rondo got last home game we had. Like, I don't know what it is, but this is the second ejection that I've seen happen against the Lakers that wasn't supposed to happen. And this one was stupid. Yeah. I've said it before, and I'm going to say it again. They need to start fining these damn refs because they're getting out of pocket. Somebody on Instagram, I should have sent you the thing. Somebody put this on Instagram where it was Shaq hitting, I think, Isaiah in the face. All these guys back in the day hitting people in the face, and they were just getting, fouled out or whatever, but got to sit on the bench. And now you just see, I forget who was threw the ball at the ref thinking like, hey, I'm handing you the ball, but the ref wasn't ready for it. It hit him and ejected him. So it's what happened to the refs? How'd y'all get so soft? It is ridiculous. I don't know what happened, but there needs to be some penalties for them.
No, I agree with you 100%. Yeah, I 1,000% agree with that. They need to be the same way that they sit there and review the games and miss calls. The referees need to be reviewed, and when if they consistently are bad, they need a timeout. They need a suspension as well because they cannot keep getting away with this. Kevin's saying that Lakers were down 20. Refs are drama filled. He said if it was in the blowout, this would never happen. I get that, but at the same time, like. Here's my thinking. Like, even if you're going to inbound the ball while he's tying his shoe and Anthony Davis is visibly frustrated, there's still not enough that came out of that man's mouth. Like, I don't care. You cannot convince me. He didn't say nothing besides that's some BS or what the hell I'm trying to put my shoe on. None of those things that came out. You can't convince me he said anything other than one of those two phrases should warrant a technical foul. The referee should wave it off, hear it, and just do his little countdown. And look, I'm sorry, it's going to be 4-on-5. deal with that. Maybe it might escalate into something different, but for and if you're anticipating that to happen, that's not how the game is supposed to be called. You cannot do that. You cannot make an assumption. You cannot give a technical off of something you're assuming is going to happen. So the whole play to me is just soft. I don't care if they're down 20, up 20, tie game. No, I don't. That makes no sense to me. Makes absolutely no sense to me. But referees, yeah, you're right. I forgot about the Rondo one. I don't know. Maybe there is some collusion. I don't know. But like I said, I had to sit through. Yeah, I had to sit through some terrible refereeing in the Knicks game too. So that was already fuming, and seeing that I was like, ugh. But yeah, so moving off of that, yeah, and that's the whole thing. I can go on and on. But anyways, Giannis was he was talking a little, not spicy, but he was talking a little cryptic. He was on the not a cover. He had an article in GQ where he was out there posing, stunting, looking good, doing this thing. Go ahead, Giannis. I see you out there getting your flex on. Do what you gotta do, family. But the quote is what stole the attention more than his picture. His in GQ. He says something that a lot of we've been hinting and talking about beforehand. But then once he signed his big $200 million crazy dollar extension, we threw it all away. But in his quote in GQ, I'm going to read it to you, and then I want you guys to explain this one to me. He said, I just love challenges. What's next? What's the next challenge? The next challenge might not be here. Me and my family choose to stay in the city that we love and has taken care of us for now. In 2 years, that might change. I'm being totally honest with you. Now, I get why he's saying it. I get what he means because I that's just who Giannis is. If the Bucks go and win another championship or whatnot, he might be like, all right, cool, this is dope. Like, but I want to see what's next for me. It can't, maybe a team that he wants to go to that hasn't won a championship in a while. And I'm not saying the Knicks, but I'm using the Knicks as an example. Maybe that's what his next challenge. Maybe he wants to challenge himself to then get that team a championship, knowing that the fans will like that. I'm not saying the Knicks, guys. Using an example, we haven't won one since 72. So let me have this example. So that's what I got from it. But man, that's got to have Bucks fans biting their nails because that is that. I don't know that is very. I mean, he's being truthful. He's being honest with you, and he did say 2 years down the line the extension was what 4 or 5 years. I can't remember. 4. So he's still 4 years, right? So he's going to be playing the majority of the contract. You never know what happens, but yeah, I don't know. I get it, but I also don't get it at the same time. Jackie, what was your takeaway from him making that comment on challenges and possibly not being in Milwaukee?
I think he's telling the truth. But sometimes you ain't got to tell the whole truth. You don't. There's some stuff you could just gloss over. You don't have to, because I think he's right, and I think we can see that in him. I think that it's exactly what you said. If they win another championship, then it's going to be like, okay. I brought that here. They hadn't had one in 50 years or something like that. Let me go someplace else. I see Mike Glock and Julio in the chat talking about Toronto. He seems like that guy. He seems like he likes to challenge, but you ain't got to tell everybody.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Not this soon in you signing that contract. I know you feel yourself, but right after the championship, Milwaukee don't. Come on, man. Milwaukee don't deserve. Give him some time to understand it. My man Ryan McClain said, "Oh, so he got the chip. Now he ready to dip." I had to read that one. Bars. I thought that was great. Yeah, that was good. I had to read that one. Yeah, man. We'll see. I don't know. But now we have a conclusion to post up from yesterday. I was giving some props to my man, my favorite player in the world, Kyle Kuzma, for his back and forth with Cleveland. I left it up to you guys to decide who got the final laugh, who takes the L in that situation. Kyle Kuzma, they had started with Cleveland fans that brought signs out saying that LeBron made him and there's no championship without LeBron. Then Kyle Kuzma proceeded to make some clutch buckets, leading the first place Wizards to beat the Cavaliers. And then he, on top of that, talked about how, without LeBron James, there would be no Cleveland. And then Cleveland had the last laugh by posting on their news channel, their local news channel, saying that Kyle Kuzma won a championship thanks to LeBron James. So I left it up to you guys to decide on who had the last laugh. Well, Kyle Kuzma decided to concede. I think this is why I saw in this one. He looks like he conceded. He not calling a truce, but he's basically just saying, all right, this is where it ends. The city of Cleveland, we have something in common. Nice to meet you. So I think that the beef for now has been lifted, but we'll see what happens because the Wizards play the Cavaliers again in Cleveland later on this season, or maybe later on. I don't know their exact schedule, but so we'll see how Cleveland feels about that when he comes back. I could see Kyle Kuzma being the kind of guy that will then start saying other things and being a little bit more friendly and making a joke about it when he comes back. I don't know. But I didn't see this as, I just see him just, conceding to the entire thing with this one. Weak by me. I think this is a little weak. I love the energy you had initially, Kyle Kuzma. But, I mean, the touche, I do respect it. You should do him touche, so whatever. I'm not going to say that out loud, but yes, Wizards have a squad on a low, blah, 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 Wizards, whatever. Let's see if it lasts. Anyways, moving off of Kyle Kuzma and the Wizards, we got my man. Yeah, I told you I'm all in now. I don't care what y'all have to say in the chat, but I'm all in on the Jake Paul bandwagon. I'm in. I told you I'm in on the circus. I'm in on the Paul brother circus. I don't care what y'all think. I don't care if y'all y'all hate me for it. I'm in on the circus. They've been delivering in the circus, so I'm sitting here enjoying the ride. And we know that he has his first fight against an actual boxer. For those who are itching and waiting for that to actually happen, he has a fight against Tommy Fury, which is the younger brother of Tyson Fury, right? Younger brother of Tyson Fury, who right now is 7-0 in his beginning stages of his boxing career, and it's gonna be a fun one. This is coming up next month, right? It's coming up really soon. It's coming up in December, so that's coming up. But people are still asking about his possible fight with Conor McGregor. Is that real? Is it not? Well, Jake Paul has some words about it. And look, man, like I said, as a person who's all aboard the circus, I was a fan of this entire interview, even though it was with Taylor Rooks. Check out the interview.
God. Like everybody. This started with me calling out McGregor, and people were like, oh, that kid's crazy. McGregor would kill him, da-da-da. And now it's like that fight could happen in the next 24 months, 100%. It probably will, and I will beat him. So people just are seeing how serious I am about this and changing the way they think about it.
I'm telling you, man. I've been saying McGregor down bad. He look at this point, like before, like he mentioned in the beginning, that was Jake Paul shooting for the stars, and we all said, "Ha ha, you'll get killed, kid."
Right.
But now at this point, it seems like McGregor needs Jakey more than Jake needs Conor McGregor. So it does seem a little bit more realistic. And he said in about 24 months, which is 2 years for those who do not speak baby language, because you know how moms be like, my son is 18 months now. It's like, why didn't you just say he's 2? 6 months? right. That's what I'm saying. Like, why are we doing this? But yeah, so I'm into it. And look, chat already. Don't call Tommy Fury a real boxer. That's what I'm talking about. Y'all looking for any excuse to not let this man Jake Paul live. I can't stand y'all. What's
Gary Tobo says Jackie can beat McGregor's ass. Damn, y'all just come. That's a lie.
This is how far he's gone. This is how far he's gone. But do you think that we're a lot closer to that McGregor and Jake Paul fight now than we were when he first was exclaiming it to the world that he wanted that to happen?
Look, I hope not. And I get it. And Jake Paul has done the work, and I'm not going to take anything like that away from him. He's done the work, but he's still, to me, not a real fighter. You know what I mean? He's an exhibition fighter, and he's won some really dope exhibition games.
He's still a rookie fight. Yeah, man.
Right. And so I just don't. Now, Conor has gone in there, and he has looked like an exhibition fighter. He has gone in there just on the fact that, I'm Conor McGregor. You can blatantly see that he hasn't trained well, and he hasn't done what he's supposed to do on his end. But if he does, Jake Paul gets his whole behind handed to him. I don't see.
You're still not.
I'm
so,
not.
All right. So,
No,
okay. So, this might be way down the line, but if the fight does happen, are you telling me right now that if Jake Paul fights Conor McGregor and wins, is that the moment where you're like, all right, I'll stop? Or you still going, or still not?
Are we doing straight up boxing?
It's going to be a boxing fight.
Okay, well, I'm still going Conor McGregor.
But no, I get that. But I'm saying, like, if Jake Paul wins, I'm saying in a world, if Jake Paul wins that fight, is that the moment where Jackie's like, damn, all right, you know what? Okay.
No.
Jake Paul, never.
That's the moment that's the moment I say, first of all, Conor McGregor is not a boxer, so you still beat somebody who is not a boxer. But that's the moment where I say Conor McGregor needs to do something else with his life. Because if you get out here and you let Jake Paul, but that's the only thing I will say. When Jake Paul fights a real boxer, who this is currently his path. I'm not talking about somebody that's been retired for 10 years.
Tommy Fury next month.
Okay, but okay, I'm gonna give you that. Let's do that fight. If he wins that fight, then I'm gonna give him his props. But if he beats Conor McGregor, who is an MMA fighter and not the best, he hits you. But if he hits you, he has to connect. He has a hard punch. His boxing technique, not his best technique. If you go in the octagon and win, then we can have a different conversation. But no.
Right. Oh God, Justin, this is the argument I hate. Tommy Fury 7-0 against handpicked bums, just like Jake. He's not a real boxer. That's how boxing works. That's how boxing works. Yes. I want you guys to, in the chat right now, to name for me the first fight Floyd Mayweather fought. I'm not talking about first televised fight. God, his first fight that made him 1-0. And I want you to name the second fight and the third fight and the fourth fight. And I guarantee you that they were bums as well. And they were not good fighters as well. That is how boxing works. Imagine a rookie in the NBA. I don't care how good they are, but they had to play one-on-one against people before they were proven as NBA players. And you're telling me LaMelo Ball, if he was playing against like Willie Green, or he was playing against, all these scrub players, and you're saying, oh, he's not a real hooper because he's not playing LeBron James one-on-one. He's not playing Kevin Durant one-on-one. That's not how boxing works. You don't just jump into the fire as a rookie exhibition fighter. Like, it does not work that way. That's the reason why I've gone off the Jake Paul hate train, because it's a good point. Like, he just knows how to make money from these terrible first few fights. That's just how boxing works. Tommy Fury, he gets on the TV because he's the younger brother of Tyson Fury. Right. That's how it works.
However, it's the mouth on Jake Paul. Floyd Money, we didn't hear his mouth until he started beating legitimate boxers. We didn't start hearing that mouth until then. We've been hearing Jake Paul's mouth from day one. So
right. Yeah, and he has the following stuff, which I get. But I'm just saying, if we gonna talk boxing, like it does not matter who he's fighting. This is what they do. Mike Tyson had said a whole thing on this, like that. The first people he was fighting, they were scrubs too. But you got to get the record going so other people, the real fighters, will want to fight you. So look, man, I hate that argument, and I hate defending Jake Paul like I'm a huge Jake Paul. I'm not, but I just think it's such a weak argument. That's just how the sport is. That's how that sport is. Ugh, and I'm done talking about Jake Paul. I'm in for the circus, but I'm in no way, shape, or form or Jake. What'd you call him? Jake Paul? Or no. I'm just here for the circus. I'm here for the ride. I like entertainment. All right. Moving on to the next one. This is the one, Jackie Ray. I need you to pay close attention here because I have questions that I know you have answers for. So, not boxing, the other B word, bowling. You can make a lot of money in boxing, right? Boxing brings in the bucks. That's why a lot of these guys are accepting these fights with Jake Paul, because they were out there trying to get the money. But I'm finding I am today years old when I found out how much money you can make as a bowler. I'm about to show you this video, and Jackie Ray, I'm gonna need you to answer some questions that I have. Actually, we don't need sound, so we can play it right now. I'll talk over because I think it's gonna be copyrighted. But this man right here entered a tournament of 100. That's all I'm going to say with. And then I'll just read the captions from there. He took 5th place and got $2,000.
I used to do this all the time.
Jackie, that's all.
I told y'all
5th place and got $2,000. I know you did. That's why I need you to explain this to me. How is it so much cheddar in bowling? Where's all that coming from?
So I would have to really investigate this, but what I'm assuming, so first of all, there's a bunch of different tournaments, no matter where you are. Well, they're hard to find here in LA because it's not really like that. But that's how I paid for my first year in college. I would get the caveat is once you go pro, so you can bowl on these collegiate leagues. And if these collegiate leagues are, all the money goes to school. So those are the leagues that'll pay so let's say you get first place, you'll win $1,500, second place, $1,000. So they don't pay as much. The second you step out of that and go into the amateur bowling tour, which is a tour like this, where it's just a bunch of people bowling, they pay a lot more because a lot more people are getting into them. A lot of collegiate kids don't do it because then they feel like, oh, I'll never be able to go back to collegiate. Not me. I was like, I'm just going to go make my money because even if I make top 10, if you make top 10, you're going to get some money. So I used to bowl in tournaments every Thursday, Friday, Saturday for years to pay for school. And the most I won, I think I won $10,000. That's when I stopped because at that point I had a full ride police scholarship, so I didn't really need the money. I could have kept doing it, but it was hard to juggle school because this isn't something that people always think it's easy. this is the only time where math comes into place. And I know what I'm saying is going to sound crazy. I threw the ball 19 miles an hour. It's a 15-pound ball. So when you throw a ball that fast, it ricochets. So then you got to know once the line dries out, you got to stand 25 and throw 5, which means your ball has to go way over here and come back in. There's a lot that goes into it because it's usually you have like a 12-game qualifier. So that means you got to bowl 12 games. They take the top from that. They take the top 10 from that. And then from there, they take the top 5. So by the time it's all said and done, within a 24-hour period, you've bowled like 30, 40 games. And your thumb wears down. I had a fingertip ball. All of this is physical. So it's not, he's right. Just learn how to bowl, but understand you're going to be there all damn day. It's fun, though. It's a lot of fun. Especially, like you said, 5th place, $2,000, which means first place in that tournament probably got about 10. It's not impossible. But just understand that the people that are winning that $10,000 have bowled at least a 275 twice in that 12-game qualifier because they're that good.
Man, I'd be happy about my 103s, man. I'd be so hyped about myself. Like, look at me, bro.
That ain't a
105, baby.
That's not a score.
Bowling is not me. Bowling is not me. Bowling is not me. The thing is, I'll make it look good for about 3 rounds, and then as it's going down, you're gonna see a lot of gutters and miss. It's not me. I tried. This is not for me. I cannot do it.
If you're thinking about doing this seriously, do it. There's coaches usually in every single. If you can find a bowling alley that has a pro shop in it where you can go buy your ball from that guy, have that person coach you because they've been doing this a long time. There's certain ways you can have your balls drilled to help you. But whatever you do, do not do that moonlight or rock a bowl or wherever where they turn the lights off because that's going to mess you up. You need to know where you are in the lane, and then you're going to get out there and it's going to be dark. You're going to have a couple good games. You're going to be like, oh, I could do this. And then you're going to turn the lights on and you're going to be trashed. Don't do it. Don't do it.
Damn. Well, no. Bowling ain't for me. I'm gonna let y'all do it. I'm gonna let y'all make that money. Just remember who put you on it. It was the Fumble. All right, Jagger. So I'll just take a little something from your bowling prize money. But all right, yeah, bowling is something I'm not gonna do. It ain't me. I play a lot of sports. Bowling was not on my list. It's gonna be real with you. But Jackie Ray, on this fine Taco Tuesday, you tell us what we're not gonna do today.
Yes, let's get into it. I'm developing, you guys. I'm trying to get good at Chris. Because now I got my high def camera, but my notes is down here, and I'm still weird with it. But I'm gonna work on it. So gotta get my timing right. But now y'all got me wanting to go out here and bowl. But this was good because I've been mad this whole week. You know what I mean? I've been like on this struggle thing because I'm seeing this trial with Kyle and the Ahmaud Arbery trial. And then, you know, for me personally, I'm just gonna have an honest moment when I have conversation. I try not to talk to melanin deficient white people about Black issues because no matter how much they're your ally, there always comes that moment where they go, well, yeah, but, and then that's when I get militant as hell and I can't take it because there's no excuse for certain things. And I don't know if you guys are watching this. What's his last name? Kyle Rittenhouse case. He is the racist twat who was raised by racist twats who went and got his parents' gun and went down to the protest with the intent to kill Black people. In this trial, this judge has made it so we can't even refer to the people that he killed as victims because they don't see us like that. And so for me, it's very difficult. I have a hard time with a lot of everything that's going on in this country, specifically Black people, that we sit back and look all appalled. This country was designed against us. We still ain't got our reparations. These slave masters' descendants are still getting reparations. We still ain't got ours. So no, this man is not going to be convicted, in my opinion. It's a trash system. It's designed against us. And then he got up there and did that snot-nosed cry that you all did when you was a kid, when you want to make sure that you got your brother or somebody in trouble. Then you look to see if your mom is looking. He went up there and did that snot-nosed fake-ass cry. And it was appalling. It was grotesque. And all he kept saying was, they were attacking me. They were attacking me. Boy, you came down there with a gun. They were supposed to attack you. You wasn't supposed to make it out of there. Let me just be real. You ain't supposed to be the one on trial right now because you came down there with the intent to kill people. So this fake-ass snot-nosed crying you doing, I don't understand it. LeBron doesn't understand it either because he took to Twitter to say what everybody else was saying. What tears? I didn't see one. Man, knock it off. That boy ate some lemon heads before walking into court. That's fact. You eat too many lemon heads at one time, it makes your eyes water. I learned that as a kid. So I would have to co-sign on that because it was the fakest, most appalling cry that I've ever seen in my life. His prosecutor has said, Google it, it's out there. He doesn't want Black preachers in the courtroom because he doesn't want this all-white jury that has been selected by design to let this white boy off to see a bunch of black support and maybe turn things. First of all, if that's who the jury is, seeing a whole bunch of black people in the room ain't gonna do nothing but scare them into the verdict that you want. So technically, you probably should want more black people in the courtroom, but you messing up your whole thing to the point where the judge was like, stop saying that. Like, this is getting ridiculous, right? That might even be the other case. There's so many racist people on trial right now, I can't even keep up. But the point of the matter is this was very fake. So his representative, not his attorney, came out and said this. So let me read you this quote. He was on America's Newsroom, and he said, it was absolutely not fake crying. To LeBron, I would just say he should be paying more attention to the Lakers. But if he would like to have a sit down at some point in time, I'm sure he and Kyle can talk about how we can change and fix the system. Prosecutors do what they're doing to Kyle right now. Prosecutors are doing to Kyle right now. This man went down with the intent to murder black people because he is raised by people who hate black people. He is applauded by people who hate black people. He is being tried in a system that hates black people. And you said what the prosecutors are doing to Kyle. I don't even know what to say to that. I do know what to say to that. There's certain things, like, I do know what to say to that, but I'm not going to say it because I'm trying to keep a job. But this is like the most deplorable thing I've ever seen in my life. And let me just say this. White folks, we tired, okay? I'm just going to need y'all to know this. We tired. Because first of all, y'all say stuff like dumbass Aaron Rodgers where you say it's woke culture. Woke is not for y'all, white people. It's not. The term woke is meant for black people who seem to somehow be comatose living in a world where they think white America loves us. Candace Owens is in a coma. LeBron is woke. The term is for us. It's not for you. Stop saying woke culture is coming for you because we're not. We're trying to come for each other and educate ourselves so we know that the system is designed to let this white man off. Meanwhile, Henry Ruggs, who actually committed a real accident, is going, I guarantee you, write it down, I'm saying it right now, he's going to spend more time in prison than this white boy who had intent to kill black people. Write it down. I'm telling you that's what's going to happen because the system hates us. And I'm not going to sit here and let y'all placate us and tell us it doesn't because you prove it time and time again. So when you tell somebody like LeBron, oh, you need to worry about the Lakers, you're telling him to shut up and dribble, and you're telling him that black people need to entertain you. We are not entertained, and we are not here to entertain you. And the fact that this white boy is about to maybe get a slap on the wrist should be deplorable to everybody, but it's not. It's deplorable to us because we somehow feel like at some point y'all going to stop being a trash society and treating us this way. But you're not. And I know it's not. And I be trying to educate my people that you're not. But they don't want to listen. They just want to keep thinking, maybe Frozen or some Disney movie is all of a sudden about to happen when it's not designed that way. It's not built that way. So I'm going to let Tony Baker say it the better than I can because this is how I feel in my heart. So let's roll this last little clip.
Shut your bitch ass up.
That's all I got to say about that. Chris?
You ain't gonna get nothing to add out of me because I agree with everything you had said. And here's the thing, man. The fact that we're having these conversations when this dude, it was nice that you said gun. No, this dude had a whole rifle in the streets, running around like it was Grand Theft Auto, and we sitting here having a conversation. We're giving him a try, and I don't even need to say how it would have went if it was the other way around. You already know what it is. So when it comes to this dude, and when it comes to this Rittenhouse, I refuse to even say his name. I got no words on it, and you know what? I'm gonna completely co-sign on that Henry Ruggs prediction. That's exactly how it's gonna go.
Oh yeah,
they having this hard of a time making the decision, this hard of a time putting this whole thing together. Like I've seen enough. I've seen enough, bro.
Warriors fan says, is it possible? Black people can't be racist. I done told y'all that. If you don't understand that, go to my YouTube page. Just scroll down and look for the guy with the boxing gloves on. That's the whole video. I talk about that. Educate yourself. Black people can't be racist. I'm not entertaining this nonsense with y'all anymore. But that's all the time we got for this Taco Tuesday. We're going to get out of here. And trust me when I tell you, this is not going to get any better anytime soon. Not in my lifetime. So just enjoy that as you chug on your tacos. Y'all, we'll see you tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Y'all be safe. Bye-bye.
Bye.